Hey guys, and welcome to /Rex Games. In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to do crafting in the Elder Scrolls Online. I'll be paying particular attention to medium armor, like the kind I'm wearing, the Breton medium armor. And basically what you do is you go out in the field in the game world and you hunt animals or animal-like creatures and you get their rawhide scraps. And basically when you've got their rawhide scraps, you bring it here to a clothing station. And from there you can refine the rawhide. So here we got the rawhide scraps in the extraction tab. Make sure it's on raw materials, otherwise you'll get weapons. There we go, we drag it into the refined material, click extract, and at the top right here, rawhide 10 added, embroidery added. Sometimes if you have other skills you can get more than just rawhide scraps from this, and then it gets them in groups of 10 normally. There we go, rawhide added. So once that's done, now you can go here to the creation tab. Here you can see in the clothing work here you can use jute, which is found from plants. And if you keep going down here, it gets to rawhide. And on this tab, see this? These are the different materials you can use. And if you have these materials, it increases the armor rating of the armor you are creating. Here over here, these are the styles. So the styles, for example, as a Breton, I can only craft in Breton. But here, each individual class can craft in their own style, but you can learn other styles. The Breton has the ability to also craft in Bosma, which is pretty cool. So they have like two different styles. Then here at the bottom you got some traits: sturdy, impenetrable, etc. But you need a higher skill to get that. So yeah, you just click on something and you click craft and then it will be done. Now ultimately once you've done that, then you can click on the improvement tab. Here, this is where you drag your item here into the improvement box. And then depending on the type, so if it's here's medium armor, so this is like leatherwork, then it tells you over here what you need to increase it. But notice here it says chance 15%. Now depending on how many of these, for example this is embroidery, how many embroidery you have, it increases the chance. So to completely succeed at this improvement, you'd have to have 7 of these. So it's 100%, so it will not fail. Anything less has a chance of failure. This one's 40% chance to fail, etc. So you can risk it with a little bit, like 1 embroidery, 15% chance of success. But that'll end up wasting not only your item, but your improvable item as well. So this is a very bad idea. I'd rather wait until I have, I don't know, at least an 80% chance. Yeah, 90% chance or above. But that's a lot of embroidery. Here on the right hand side you can see first it starts at hemming. That turns it into the screen title. Once it's got the screen title, then use embroidery to get it to that blue title that's superior, and so on until it gets up to legendary. Okay, then if you go to extraction, like we mentioned, the rawhide scraps, not only can you extract from rawhide, you can also extract from weapons themselves, weapons and armor. So because I'm at a clothing booth, I can extract from leather armor, and if we try this, so we're going to put on these gloves over here, we're going to say extract. What do we get? We get some jute, which is that plant material. So you can keep doing that, and if you have a high skill in the art of clothing and acquiring items from clothes, you can sometimes get the hemming, which is the improvement item from, you know, clothing that is improved. So that is the basics of that light armor and medium armor clothing. If you go over here you will find the blacksmithing station. So here you'll pretty much make your metalwork, so this is your heavy armor as well as your weapons. Notice here, weapons other than bows are woodworking. So here it's pretty much the same. You choose your material that you have. Obviously this requires a higher skill to work in the higher or harder materials, then your style and your trait. You can also improve items the same. They use honing stones and then etc. dwarven oil, grain solvents and so on to get a legendary. All the same basic concept as that clothing station. And then here's extraction, which is exactly the same, only they've got an extra weapons tab because you can make metal weapons. That pretty much wraps up the crafting. The only other thing is making bows and shields, and that you do from finding maple in the field, bringing it here, turning it into sanded maple, and then creating the weapon or shield that you desire. Notice that to increase the armor rating of an item, so for instance here I go down to jack, half-hide jack, increasing the amount of rawhide we put in there increases the armor rating. But notice it goes in levels of 2, so at my level of 16, right over here, I can only craft up to level 14 right, in rawhide. In order for me to get that to level 16, I have to deal in leather, and that means I'm going to have to get leather first. Notice that. So the highest I can get is level 14, armor rating 70, and yeah, that's the highest half-hide jack I can get at, well, with rawhide. So in order for me to get to get up to like 16, I have to get some leather. And then after you've created a weapon or an object, such as the half-hide jack here, if I take this off, put it in over here, then if you look at it, it's the half-hide jack of health. Well, why is it that? It says adds 17 max health. Now how did I do that? Well, ultimately I enchanted it. If you push R, over here some glyphs will pop up. For example, I will go to weapons and show you what a glyph looks like. There we go. Inferior glyph of decreased health. Now if you're wondering how do you create glyphs, well, you can either buy them or by combining certain runes. Let's see if I can find a rune around here. Here's a rune, Uru and Okoroi. If we combine these, you have a triangle one, you have a square and a circle. Combining those creates a glyph which you can then enchant into a piece of armor simply by unequipping it, pushing R for enchant, and then selecting the one you want to enchant, and then pushing E. Pretty simple, and that adds some other benefits, such as increased armor, more damage if it's a weapon, etc. Now, where exactly can you craft these glyphs? Well, pretty much here I'm in Daggerfall, and here next door to the blacksmith there is an alchemy kind of lab. Ashton's Enchantments. We're going to go in here, and there should be a little table here on the right. Here we go. It is called the Enchanting table, and at the bottom here you can either create a glyph. See, there's a square, a triangle, and a circle. And if we combine those three elements, so I can't use this one because my skill isn't high enough, but I have a whole lot of triangle ones. If we put a triangle one there and then a square and a circle, it'll create something like looks like this. And over here what we can do is we can extract from a glyph that's already been created. We can get these runes back. So let me find one that I don't really like. Frost resistance, put it in there, say extract, boom, it's gone. We've got Jode. What is Jode? Go over here. Jode is a square. So now I've got one square that goes there, one triangle, and I don't yet have a circle, but when I do, you do that. And eventually you'll learn what each of these do. And once you know, then you'll be creating the exact glyph that you want. And the higher your skill, the better the glyphs. Once you've got that, you just right click on your weapon or armor item and say enchant, or you can just click it and push R. So that pretty much wraps up crafting as well as enchanting. And yeah, that'll make your weapon and armor sets a lot more effective. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.